Hi friends, it's me, the questor, hey, and I wanted to tell you about something neat that happened yesterday. As I was walking home past a swampy bog, I smelled a funny smell, and as I looked over to see what it was, I found a great big shell. So I picked it up out of the grass and inspected it with my magnifying glass. Empty and hollow this shell appeared to be. So I picked it up and brought it back here with me. Uh-oh, time for the rhymes to go. Well, is there an echo in here? I thought I heard an echo. What a quirky conundrum. Wait, I wonder... Maybe I didn't inspect this closely enough. There's a tail! I must have overlooked that in my initial inspection. Maybe there's someone or something living in here. Well, let's be really patient and see if we can get him to come out of his shell. Hey, maybe I can sing a song to our little turtle friend to try to get him to come out of his shell. Oh, maybe you're bashful and maybe you're timid. Maybe you're introverted as well. But please, oh please, Mr. Shy Little Turtle, won't you please come out of your shell? Ouchie, ouchie, no biting. Ooh. Oh, not nice. Hey, it's okay, my little guy. Take your time. I know you're shy. Oops, the rhymes are coming back. He sure is fun to play with when he's not biting. I wonder what's going on in his mind. I wish I could know what this tiny little turtle is thinking. Whew. Is there a way that we can know what's going on in somebody else's mind? I got it! If he could talk to me, then I would know what's going on inside of his mind. Because words are the way that we're able to share our thoughts and our minds with other people. Words, language, talking, and speech, that's how you know what's going on in somebody else's mind. That's why, when we ask the question, what's on your mind, we're asking people to use their words to tell us what's inside their brain, things that we otherwise wouldn't know about them. Words are how we express the thoughts that are in our minds and the feelings that are in our hearts. Wow, boys and girls, I sure wish this turtle friend of ours could use words to tell us what's in his mind. I wonder if you have a name. Maybe I'll call you Shelbert. Yeah, Shelbert Donahue Nose Chompy McTurtlemeister. That will be your name.
No siree, that most certainly is not my name.
What? You can talk?
You betcha I can, and I've been getting pretty good at it too, since I've been practicing for the last 106 years or so.
Are you telling me that you're 106 years old?
That's the truth.
No way. I don't believe it.
Well, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not.
That's a good point.
Plus, I got no reason to be lying to you. Words are too precious a thing to be making lies with them.
Oh, you're right, and I had no right to accuse you of lying. Will you please forgive me?
Why, of course I will, partner. And whilst we're giving and accepting apologies, will you forgive me for biting your nose a bit earlier? I swear I won't do it again.
Well, yes, I will forgive you, and you don't need to swear, just be truthful. Swearing is for those who can't just let their yes be yes and their no, no. I trust you, and I take your word for it that there will be no more biting between us.
Thanks, partner. Oof. I was just a bit scared because you came knocking on my shell and I looked out and there was this big old creature there. My word.
Oh, I understand. I mean, I get scared too sometimes. But if your name is not Shelbert Donahue Nose Chompy McTurtlemeister, then what is your name?
My name is Tertullian. Tertullian Tortoisulian. At your service.
Pleased to meet you.
Quite. I am a Tortoisulian because I am in fact a tortoise and not a turtle, though it is a very common mistake for people to misidentify us as such.
Wow. Tertullian Tortoisulian? That is a really cool name.
Why, thank you. I like it too. It was the very first gift I was ever given.
What do you mean? What was the very first gift you were ever given?
Well, my name, of course. It was a gift given to me by my family when I first hatched out of my egg. And it is one of the most important things about who I am.
Your name is one of the most important things about knowing who you are? Well, I've been wondering who I am for a very long time, and I wonder if you'll explain a bit more. Why is a name so important in knowing who I am, or knowing who you are?
Well, a name is important because it's the word that is connected to your identity.
Identity?
Identity.
Identity?
Identity.
I skinned my knee.
Slow down, partner,
Okay.
and repeat after me. I
Didn't
it
T. Identity. Identity! Wait, what is an identity?
Well, son, I will attempt to impart my knowledge into your noggin, but first pull me up a chair, would you? Thank you, son. This is much better.
You're welcome.
Now, where were we?
Identity.
Yeah, identity, yes. Your identity is who you are and what's most true about you. And a name will tell you a lot about somebody's identity.
How is my name connected to my identity?
Because a first name tells everybody who you are. But you will never know who you are without knowing whose you are. And that's what the last name tells about somebody. It tells everybody whose they are, what family they're a part of, and what community they belong to.
Wow, that's very amazing. A name tells me who I am and whose I am?
That's right. And nobody knows who they are without knowing whose they are.
I really like the way you put that, Tertullian. I can't know who I am without knowing whose I am. Kind of like in Toy Story, how Woody, he knew his name was Woody, but he also knew whose he was, which is why he had Andy written on the bottom of his boot. His whole identity was connected to who he belonged to. Or in the new Toy Story, there was Forky, who didn't really know his identity until he knew that his maker was Bonnie and that he was made to be loved by her.
Yes, sir. This Toy Story sure sounds like it has some good lessons in it.
It just proves that entertainment can be educational and enlightening as well. So, my identity is connected to who I am and whose I am, right?
Yes, and in order to know either of those rightly, you have to know what you are as well. Do you know what you are?
Well, yes, I think. I'm a man. I'm a person. I'm a human being.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with your assessment. I'm fairly certain you are. And was it other human beings who raised you?
Well, of course I was raised by humans. And boy, am I glad I was. I can only imagine how confused I'd be if I was raised by wolves like Mowgli from the Jungle Book, or raised by apes like Tarzan, because neither of them knew their identity. They didn't know who they were, or whose they were, or what they were, until they met a community of other human beings.
Well, that's right. Every person is a part of the great big community called humanity.
Humidity?
Come now, humanity.
Humanity.
Humanity. And every person is a part of the family called mankind. The oldest to the very youngest, the tallest to the smallest, the richest and the poorest. No matter what language they speak, what color their skin is, what holidays they celebrate, or what chunk of land they call home. Every person is equally human and equally valuable.
Wow. I wonder, if I can't know who I am without knowing whose I am, do you suppose that's true of all humanity? that we can't know who we are unless we know whose we are?
Well, that would make sense to me.
Well, that's a big time discovery. To understand who I am, I need to know whose I am, and for that, I need a community. Not just me, all of humanity needs a community to discover our identity.
Yes, all of humanity needs a community to discover their identity.
That's what I meant. Community is very important. In fact, I think I feel a song coming on.
Of course you do.
Well, we all need a community. We all need a community. Whether you're outgoing or super duper shy, we all need a community. We all need a community in the times we're really happy and the times we need to cry. We need fathers and mothers, we need sisters and brothers. Like a book needs a cover, we all need one another. Well, we all need a community, we all need a community. You can't do life all on your own, so don't even try. We all need a community, we all need a community. And you can't spell community without you and I. Like an envelope needs a letter, like a bird needs its feathers, we all need to stick together. Friendship is a gift to treasure. That's why we all need a community. We all need a community, and you can't spell community without you and I.
Well, that's a pretty good way to put it. And catchy, too.
Well, thanks. You've given me a whole lot to think about. I feel like we've got some really good clues to think through to help me answer the question, who am I? So to think these things through even deeper, to the imagination station.
Son? Are you... all right.
Welcome to the Imagination Station. This is where I process information, conduct investigations, and engage in exploration. This is where I come to do my deepest and hardest thinking about my 5 biggest questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here and what is my purpose? What is right and wrong, and what happens at the end of life? Today, we've had 3 great big-time discoveries connected to the question of who am I, which is a question about my high density.
Identity!
Oh, right, that's what I meant. The first discovery I made is that words are the way that we share our minds and hearts with others. Life would be really hard if we didn't have words to use to know each other. That is why words are so important and special. Our second big-time discovery is that our names are gifts connected to our identity. My first name is who I am, and my last name is whose I am. If you know somebody's name, you know the most important thing about them. Names are gifts given to us by somebody who loves us. Our names are one of the most important pieces of our identity. Our third big discovery was that we cannot know who we are without knowing whose we are. And to know whose we are, we need a community. Our parents, our families, friends, churches, and schools. These are communities where we belong and where we are accepted, and most importantly, where we know that we are loved. Because whoever loves you and I the most, that is whose we are. Well, we've got some clues to help us understand the big question about our identity. Who am I? And I have a suspicion that when we discover where we came from and why we are here and how we should live and where we are going, that we'll know even better who we are and whose we are.
Son, excuse me, hello?
Oh, sorry. I just had to go to my imagination station to let all of these helpful things you've told me about my identity really sink into my mind.
Good for you, son. Well, it has been quite lovely chatting with you, but I'm afraid I really must be going. You see, some time ago, I was home napping on my favorite log when the rains came down and floodwaters separated me from my family. Consequently, I am now on a journey to find my way back to my community.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I know what it feels like to be lost in this great ginormous world, which is why I'm on a quest, asking all of these big questions to find the answers. I believe that if I find the answers to these questions of who I am and where I came from and where I'm going, then I won't be lost and I'll be found. Hey, I have a good idea, Tertullian. What if you came on a quest with me, as a guest with me, and together we'll find your family and the answers to the questions that will lead us to our destiny?
Sounds good to me. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yip, yip, yippee!